Hey, what's going on guys, Jock here and welcome to our week 5 APA battle versus D-Pad. And this week we come into this battle, is it 1-3 after finally picking up a win. It was 3 losses on a bounce, even though 2 weren't mine. And trying to keep the streak going, we face D-Pad and his team was horrible. It just was horrible to prep for. He had an amazing matchup against me. My Mimic U counter is weak to Fairy, which was pretty difficult to deal with. My Nido King switching doesn't exist. So when I was coming into this battle, well, I'm going to have to ruin the result now. I lost pretty badly. It's quite an embarrassing loss. My prep was dreadful, my play was dreadful, but what happened was very early on in the week, I built like a skeleton to the team, which was just set up Volcarona, ban Zygarde, Assault Vest Meloetta, sub 3 attack Alakazam, physically defensive Mandibuzz and specially defensive Jellicent, and I never fixed anything I wanted to fix. I never fixed any of my speed creeps. Well, I did. I fixed all my speed creeps. I put HP Fire on my Zydog. I put HP Ground on my Volcarona over Giga Drain. I done all my speed creeps. I ended up making it a mixed Mandibuzz and a mixed Jellicent. Well, not per se mixed, just put some in the opposite defense so that I could live some hits. And I went to bed that night and sent it away to get gen the next day. And I never checked the mons when I sent them away, and I never checked them when they came back, and it turned out I had sent the skeleton away. So coming into this battle, I kind of knew I couldn't win because my win con couldn't beat Heatran. My Zygarde was far too easily walled by Fortress, and my bulk just didn't work very well. So I'm just going to go off into this battle, and I tried to win this game, so I still tried to give D-Pad the best game I could, but I was very tilted, which made my decisions. I wasn't thinking clearly because of, obviously I made a mistake, so I was really annoyed at myself. So I lead my Volcarona knowing that he's going to lead Uxie to set his Stealth Rocks, and this is when I noticed I didn't have HP Ground, because I was like, right, I'm just going to click HP Ground, and even if it's a Shucker Heatran, I'll probably 2-hit KO on the switch in. But I noticed I didn't, so I had to just Bug Buzz and maybe hope that for some reason he didn't go Heatran. But as you can see, he does go Heatran, and I switch into my Jellicent, and I knew that here he wasn't gonna mess about. He was more than likely just gonna attack my Volcarona, but he actually sends off Toxic, which I thought was a bit weird. I thought maybe he would double scout and HP Ground. But here I say to myself, right, he's probably gonna be Bloom Doom, I can live it, I should probably just recover off the damage. But stupidly I Wisp, thinking, he might switch. So if I had recovered off this damage, it would have been fine, because then this Heatran couldn't touch me, because its move would probably be Double Stab, Bloom Doom, which would have been Solar Beam, which you can't use really, and Toxic. But instead we do get to see this nice animation, which is all fine and dandy, but because I didn't press recover, it basically means my Jellicent is dead. If you see, I would have been up way above 100 HP, which meant I would have been able to keep walling this Heatran for days. But because I'm stupid, I lose my Jellicent here. So I saved my Jellicent for Death Fodder because I don't know why. I thought it would be useful, and I could switch into my Meloetta, which still takes us on pretty well. And I thought, oh, he looks pretty offensive, so Focus Blast probably will do. And he actually shows Stealth Rock, so he doesn't have Steel coverage, was my guess, which I thought was a bit odd, but I guess looking at my team it makes sense. So I Focus Blast, 100% expecting to 2-hit KO because I thought it was offensive Heatran, and it does a decent amount. I don't know if it would 2-hit KO, but maybe. And at this point in time, I kind of hoped he was going to save it, keep it in, because it breaks my Meloetta down very well. But smartly enough, he doesn't let his Heatran die, because if I had killed Heatran, I would have actually still had a chance to win with Volcarona, because HP Ground only was for Heatran, obviously. But he makes a very good play of going into his Uxie. And this was another misprep. I meant to put Hyper Voice on this, and I didn't. Well, I did, but it never saved. So I didn't have really anything to just hit this Uxie with. So I have to switch my Meloetta back out, and I go into my Mandibuzz knowing that more than likely we can take anything from this Uxie. And he shows another Toxic user, which, yeah, it's annoying. I'm in a difficult battle and I've already, you know, I'm letting my walls get chipped down. My offense can't really break them down. So at this point in time I was so confident I'd lost the battle at this time. There wasn't much I could do. He brings his Heatran back in, which, you know, takes negligible damage, probably about 3 HP from this U-turn, and it lets me bring my Zydog in, and I switch in, but it was pointless because I knew the HP Fire wouldn't have saved. An HP Fire, actually, 1 HP Fire would have put it in range of 2 more 1000 arrows, so after a HP Fire damage I could have just spammed 1000 arrows for the rest of the game. But as you see here, it's a fully physically defensive fortress, and it takes about 35% from this, and with leftovers I can't even think about staying in, because I don't even think I would 2-hit KO it at this point with the leftovers, so I have to switch out. And I think I go into my Meloetta because it has HP Fire, but I knew there was no way he was going to let me weaken his fortress. And here he goes for the Gyro Ball, which I think we live. Yeah, we live, but it's obvious he's just going to go straight back into his Uxie and wall my Meloetta for good. So this battle is like really well played to D-pad. He plays us really well, and this he uses a chance to get into his Nidoking, and as you see I HP Fire and it does very little. This was another big misplay from me. I forgot Nidoking got Sucker Punch. Like, I was just like, oh, it'll be the special set, the special set. I was just thinking, this set dominates my team, it's going to be this set. So here I go into my Alakazam and I just force the 50-50 because it's my only way of doing well. And he ends up withdrawing, not wanting to play anything with the 50-50, as I set up a substitute. And these long, long animations with, you know, they're good animations, but they're pretty long. And this lets me set up a sub. We trace his Levitate, just, I don't know, doesn't really do much for us. Would have been nice to trace Nidoking's Sheer Force, to be honest. But here, and again, this, I don't even know if I changed it. I don't think I did fix this. Stupidly, I brought an Alakazam that couldn't break through a Uxie. I was a Psyshock, HP Fire, Focus Blast, and Substitute. So I decided to be walled by Uxie rather than be walled by Fortress, which was probably stupid because Fortress has really bad speed F, so HP, like say a Shadow Ball would have done a lot to it anyway, but you see HP Fire doesn't do very much. And I'll let him chip down my Alakazam just to try and get damage on this Uxie, in the hope that somehow I could still win with my Alakazam, because I felt like if possibly I won some Sucker Punch mind games I might have been able to win, but with Mimikyu in the back and me not having any answer to Mimikyu, it was very unlikely. So I switched my Alakazam out here because I don't want it to die. As we go into our Jellicent just to sack it off. Dies to the rocks, and this should let me bring in my Zydog, which will kill Uxie at this range. But I don't think it would 2-hit KO the Fortress, but I didn't expect him to switch Fortress in case I crit him. And Uxie kind of done everything it needs to do. My Alakazam's really weakened, and he's got 2 Sucker Punch users and a Shadow Sneak user, so he's probably not worrying about Alakazam whatsoever at this point. So we see Zygarde picks it off with 1000 arrows, which, to be fair, Zygarde's done very well for me. I think that's maybe its 4th or 5th kill of the season so far. And this lets him just go into his Fortress because he's not going to get 2-hit KO'd, and he'll do a metric butt ton with a Gyro Ball. So here I switch my Mandibuzz in, knowing that it'll let me get rid of Hazard, so that Volcarona's... Getting rid of Hazards means that hopefully Volcarona will get a chance if somehow I can break the Heatran down, and I knew that was basically my only way of winning, was to make sure that Hazards were away just in case he choked and sacked his Heatran. Because at this point he probably realised I didn't have HP Ground, or I would have gone for it turn 1, well, turn 2, sorry. So he withdraws his Fortress, which lets me get rid of the Hazards, but he gets to bring his Mega Absol in, so at this point I knew Absol died to a +2 Foul Play, so instead of trying to roost up or whatever, I click Foul Play just in the case that he chokes and sets up a Swords Dance, because I knew Mandibuzz wasn't that useful, but he doesn't choke, and clicks the knockoff. We get to see another long but attractive cutscene thing, animation, and he clicks knockoff, which is enough to pick off our Mandibuzz. I would have liked to get a full play if he had Swords Dance. I would have, I think, it done like 97 to 117%, so it was a good chance we won. We got the kill. So again, I force the mind games by bringing my Alakazam in again, and we already won one of the mind games against the Nidoking. Can we win another one? And yes, he clicks knockoff as we Focus Blast and actually land the Focus Blast. I've not missed a Focus Blast yet. I think I've hit 4 in 2 games. So Alpha goes down, meaning we're not getting 6-0'd and we're not getting 5-0'd. So at this point I was just damage limitations. So Mimikyu comes in and picks us off. I had no switch into this. I had to just sack. Hope that maybe Swords Danced, and because a +2 Shadow Sneak didn't kill my Zygarde, so I could have got one more kill, but he doesn't choke. And here I go Volcarona, because we outspeed, and I was hoping maybe he would sack his Mimikyu, but he's got no reason to. He goes into his Heatran, and that's basically us lost the game. Because Heatran pretty much gets a kill here. So he clicks I'm pretty sure he clicks Toxic, just in case we had started to Quiver Dance up. And as I switch my Zygarde in, because I lived 1 hit. And he Toxics as we fire off. Next turn we fire off 1,000 arrows, and if I recall correctly, we should be able to pick up at least one more kill with our Zygarde. So I will say Zygarde has been fantastic, even though if it had HP Fire, it could have come in to basically almost win the game for us. But, oh wait, no, looking at that, it probably doesn't get another kill. Oh, I remember this, 1,000 arrows, and then I end up just staying in, knowing that I can live a Gyro Ball, forgetting about Toxic. I was like, oh, I know I can live a Gyro Ball. No way he can kill me with a Gyro Ball. So 1,000 arrows here, and then I'll pick him off in the next turn for, and then it would have forced Mimikyu in, and Mimikyu would have won the game from there. But, we actually live on 1, and Toxic picks us off. I think that was either he had some attack investment, or that was like max roll, because from the calc it said I lived it guaranteed. So at this point we've lost, because we know our Volcarona can't break through the Heatran, and it gets a bit stally at the end. I don't know why he tries to Toxic stall me instead of just Magma Storming. So, I am just gonna sort of flick through it. You can see I'm gonna do some skipping because he Toxics me, and then it forces him to just sort of. He realizes it was the wrong thing to do because Volcarona can actually beat his Heatran. So he then just, after a lot of stally turns, he switches his Mimikyu in, guarantee lives a hit, and we die from the Toxic. So, GG to D-pad. I am really annoyed at the way I play. I apologise for the way I play. So, and I never done a team builder because of the mess up. So next week I will do a team builder, I will do good prep, I will have a good battle, and I will win. Thanks for watching. Peace.